Hey everyone, it's Albie. Welcome back to my channel. I have another trope video for you today. I'm hoping to do a trope Tuesday for all the foreseeable Tuesdays. Fingers crossed. So for this week, I'll be talking about witchy romances. So I have a list of 5 witch romances that I think a lot of people will enjoy. So out of the 5, this one is probably the most disclassified, is that a word, as a romance, and that would be Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. I would consider it to be sort of a classic fantasy novel, but it does have a good bit of romance in the book as well. It is a very popular movie from the 90s starring Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. I know that Nicole Kidman's haircut in the film has gone viral on TikTok for like I think it's called like the bubble cut or something like that. Not too sure, but I do know that is trending. So we have 2 sisters in this book, and they are Sally and Gillian Owens. They are witches. They're more so like, I would call them like a white witch or a green witch. They do seem to have a lot of like powers involving nature. So they're definitely a white witch, so they're not evil or anything. And they do seem to do a lot with the earth, so I call them with a white-green witch, if that makes any sense. And so the Owen women have been notorious in Massachusetts as being witches and just causing a lot of destruction around the town, and particularly involving the men of the town. So there is an Owens women's curse, where all of the men that they fall in love with die young and sort of tragically. And so Jillian and Sally's mother, sadly, their father did pass away when they were younger, and their mother really could never kind of comprehend or get over the loss of her spouse, and so she kind of wasn't able to care for them, and she passed as well. So the 2 young girls, Sally and Jillian, when they were younger, went to go live with their aunts, and that's sort of where the story starts. And the years pass, and so the 2 women, grow up, and Sally does fall in love against her own will. There might have been a little help from an aunt getting that romance started, but she does fall in love as she has 2 daughters of her own. But sadly, the Owens curse continues, and she loses her husband in a tragic accident. Now, Jillian is also unlucky in love, but for other reasons. So Jillian has been dating this man, Jimmy Angelo, and unfortunately he is abusive, he's an alcoholic, and he's basically on the edge of most likely unaliving her. And so Jillian, who has sort of eloped with him, not to marry, but, to go live with him, calls her sister distraught, saying, my boyfriend is abusive and I need to get out of here. Can you come and get me? And so Sally goes to pick up her sister, and unfortunately, Angelo catches them leaving and basically kidnaps them. And not to give too many spoilers away, but, Angelo's evil deeds do not go unpunished, but, some magic happens along the way, and let's just say the 2 sisters get into some situations where their magic definitely comes in handy. So I really did like this story a lot. I think a lot of people will. It's one of my favorite films to watch during the fall and Halloween season. So I think that a lot of people will enjoy the book as well. Alice Hoffman has always had a special place in my heart for Aquamarine. It was one of my favorite books when I was little. I definitely love mermaids, as you know, for like everything around. But I always did love the story of Aquamarine, and her adult as in like marketed for adult fantasy novels are just lovely. I mean, she's popular, she's canonical, she is the moment. She's just a wonderful author. So I think Practical Magic, even though it's not a full-fledged romance, it is one that I think a lot of people will enjoy. My next romance is Witch Please by Anne Aguirre. Sorry, I do have some notes written down just for help. And it is a small town rom-com romance, and it just looks absolutely adorable. I just love the cover of it. We have like sort of a Samantha Stevenson sort of witch where she's well kept and put together, and we have our hero with a beard and flannels, so you know it's going to be fun. And our heroine is Danica Waterhouse, and she has sort of had an unlucky romantic life. She owns, a business in a small town, and she sort of meets and falls for Titus Winokur, and he runs the Sugar Daddy Bakery. So it's just full of so much small town charm and romance. I particularly love small town romances. I think they're a lot of fun. And I do believe this is sort of a spicier novel, so it's like a cozy, spicy read, which I really enjoy those, and I think other people do as well. So I think it's just going to be a lovely read for a lot of people that are looking for a fun, lighthearted, witchy, magical romance with a small town twist. Another one that I have on my list is a fairly popular one. It was on I believe it's part of the Book of the Month Club books, and that is The Hex X by Erin Sterling. And it is another sort of spooky rom-com romance with a witch. We have Vivi Jones, and her hero's name is... Do I have it? Oh, no. Oh, no, I forgot to write his name. Oh, Riles. Excuse me. Riles. So we have Vivi and Riles, and I believe this is a second chance romance. You can let me know in the comments if it's not, but I do believe it's second chance romance, and they live in Graven Glen, Georgia. So if you're a fan of the Sookie Stackhouse books by Charlaine Harris, I couldn't think of her name for a second. I think you'll definitely like these books, especially with that southern small town cozy charm. This isn't really marketed as a cozy romance as much as Witch Please is, but I definitely think it has that cozy rom-com spicy vibe to it. And Witch Please, as well as the Hex X, do have following sequels. So if you did like the first one of those, there are sequels. There's actually sequels to all of these books. So Practical Magic has a prequel and or at least two sequels and one prequel, or maybe vice versa. Witch Please has two sequels. The Hex X has a sequel. And before I go on, I'll just say that. And so this is second chance romance, and there's been like a spooky curse or wandering evilness that's lurking in their small town in Georgia, and the two sort of enemies to lovers have to put their anger and burgeoning chemistry aside to help fight off the evil spirits and doings that are happening in their small town. There's a angry ghost. There's just mishaps going around. There's just like sort of evil lurking. So in my opinion, it sort of reminded me of like a second chance enemies to lovers, more adult version of Halloween Town. Do y'all remember that Disney movie? It's like one of my favorites. I love the Disney Channel movies a lot. So I think if you liked Halloween Town, I think you're going to really like the Hex X. The next one I have on my list is written by Catherine Moon, and it is another series. It is the Librarian Coven series, I believe. Not too sure, but I know there's 4 or 5 books in the series, and written is the first. And it is actually a reverse harem witchy romance. So our heroine, whose name is, Joanna Wick, she is the librarian at a very sort of prestigious, almost Hogwarts-like college for witches and wizards, or, male witches or warlocks, however you want to put it. And it's a reverse harem with her as sort of a head librarian at the sort of university or magical university, and 3 male professors. We have Aiden, Callum, and Isaac. So if you like reverse harems, I really do enjoy reverse harems. I just like it to be a little more plot to the spice. And I do believe this one is like equal parts spicy as it is to plot, which I prefer. This is on sale for 99 cents on Amazon right now, I think, because it's the spooky season. So if you're wanting to get written, I would definitely pick it up because it's on a really good sale. I haven't read it yet, but I really do want to. I know this is one of Samantha's favorite books, and so I definitely trust her opinion for books to read. So I am excited. I think I am going to pick it up after this video because it is on a good sale. And I really do like that it's reverse harem, but it's got this magical twist. So I'm excited about that. And then the last witchy romance I have for us today. Gotcha. I have my tripod really crazy, but I think it's all good. Is Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. I believe this is Jessen's aunt. I'm like 100%, 99% sure it's Jessen's aunt. If you know Jessen from her YouTube channel, I believe she and her aunt have a podcast, and her aunt is Juliet Cross, and she writes romances. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, this is a slow burn, steamy werewolf witch romance. So we have our hero who is a werewolf. So he's definitely beastly, grumpy, he's a werewolf sort of thing. And his name is Mateo Cruz. And then our heroine is a witch. She's part of a coven, and her name is Evie Savore, something. I'm not very good with last names. And she is a witch. I believe this is another sort of small town romance. She works at a bar, and Mateo comes in all hot and bothered, and he kind of sees Evie, and it's sort of a chemistry or lust at first sight. So I am really excited to start this series. My friend Justine on Instagram, I think she's read the first 2 books so far and just really loved it. My good friend Brandy of Brandy Ranson Reads or Brandy Reads Romance. I have to remember her name. I'll put them correctly in the video because sometimes people like have their username and they change them. Like mine was originally Southern Belle Canto, and I was like, this has nothing to do with romance, so I need to change that. I need to get all the names correct. But my friend Brandy, I'll have her channel linked below, and my friend Justine on Instagram, she has liked the series a lot as well. So I definitely want to pick that one up. I believe they're like $4.99 for Kindle, and I think they're $15 for the book. So I'm probably gonna buy it on my Kindle, just because it's not I'm not a strong Halloween or like fantasy reader. I did read Twilight like everyone else in the late 2010s, but I do want to read it. It looks really good. And to me, it reminds me more of the Sookie Stackhouse books, which I really like those. I read those in high school. I really enjoyed True Blood when it was on HBO. I actually watched the premiere. It premiered like June 6, 2006 or 2007. And I just absolutely loved it. That's how America met Alexander Skarsgård, basically. And I really did love Anna Paquin as Sookie. My cousin and I always do the Sookie deep voice thing. But just love that, like possessive, in a good way, Southern gentleman vampire. So I'm definitely going to talk about the Sookie books in another video I have planned for hopefully next Trope Tuesday. So I have a little more spooky stuff coming your way for the spooky season. But let me know, have you read any of these witchy romances? Are you a spooky romance reader? Are you looking more so for witches that have a romance rather than an actual romance novel? I think I have some good ones picked out for everyone. And I have some that go from, as I like to say, mild to wild. I think if you want to go very mild, Practical Magic is not going to have like explicit sex scenes. And then if you want to work your way up from that, I would say go with, I think the Hex X might be a little less spicy. And then Witch Please is going to be a little more spicy. And then Wolf Gone Wild is going to be, a little more spice. And then the spiciest, I believe, would be Written by Catherine Moon. It's a reverse harem, so it's not going to be peachy, you know what I mean? So I think I am going to pick up written because it is on sale as of today is October 17th. This will go up the 18th. Hopefully it still goes on sale. And I would like to read Wolf Gone Wild because my friends have just loved Juliet Cross as an author, and particularly this it's a series as well. I can't remember the name, but I believe there's 6 books, and my friends have just loved them. So I want to, I want to be with my friends and read the same books. Peer pressure, but when you're with your friends and it's reading books, you make a solitary, sort of a solitary activity more universal with your friends. So I think that'll be fun. Well, everyone, let me know if you enjoyed this type of video, if you have other witchy romances that you have also enjoyed. I would love to know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Apparently, sharing my videos also really helps. So I love when I get comments, even mean ones. I know I'm crazy, but I really do love to hear back from people. I have gotten some sort of mean ones on my Blonde review for the film Blonde, but you know what? People are watching, people are talking. I enjoy having conversations. So, yeah. I hope you'll have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.